Right, welcome back to your. Well, I'm on my own here in that number podcast. First thing I want to apologise. First thing I want to mention is Craig Bellamy. The unfortunate news came out of Melbourne Storm this morning that he's been diagnosed with a form of neurodegenerative disease. So we can only hope for the best for Craig and his family, and they're in our thoughts.
Definitely.
Wakefield, not a bad game. The first half was better. See the scoreline there. Yeah, I think discipline got in the way of us in the second half, didn't it?
Yeah, it's the trend of this season is that we only seem to play well for one half of a game, whether that's the first half or the second half. I think maybe I don't know the Catalan, and then in the league, and then maybe or the cup, whichever one it was, and Wigan. You could probably say we played well in both halves. Well, most of this season we only seem to have got a good 40 minutes in us. I think you've also got to say, Wakefield are no pushovers this year, and they were on a good run, and we got through a lot of effort in that first half to establish the lead we did, and they were on the back foot for a lot of the time, and games just ebb and flow, and then they just got a bit of momentum. So I think you just got to. Overall, it was a good win. I think I'd have taken a 6-point win against how well Wakefield are playing, regardless of how each half went. And then Wakefield just played up the game in the second half, and yeah, discipline obviously still not as much of a problem it was at very early in the season, but still not where it needs to be. There's still a lot of 6 agains and penalties been given away. We saw it at Hull away as well, and it almost cost us in that game too. They've just got to be a bit more switched on, and we've had enough games now with these new rule interpretations, so there's not much of an excuse anymore. So this hopefully needs to start seeing some improvement on that soon.
Yeah, you're spot on. And like I say, when we are disciplined and we are playing properly, we are a really good side, even with the players missing. And we'll get to that in a bit, but Tristan Sailor again. I mean, he's okay. He made that one mistake where he dropped the high kick, but again, not letting his head go, getting on with the game.
Yeah, another overall good game for him. I think he should. I'd be guessing. I know they haven't. Very soon they'll be releasing the up to date Man of Steel standings as they do a few times a season. I imagine Tristan Sailor should be in the top 3 there at the moment. It makes it very interesting to what's going to happen tomorrow, obviously, which we'll get to.
Yeah. One player I really want to talk about is Jake Davis. Again, he's earning his shirt. I mean, he's not just coming in filling the gap. He's giving Paul Rowley a headache.
It's been a while since a young lad's debuted that well.
Yeah,
it's one of the best starts to a Saints career I can remember for a long, long time.
Wellesby, the last one, wasn't he?
I was going to say Wellesby's probably the last one. Robertson had a few good games, especially in a side that was going through it as well. Lomax, I think, was it end of 2008 and 2009 again? Bit of few exciting games, but they were all playing a bit out of position. They were getting limited minutes. I've not seen, and I'm not counting Jake minutes. Jake Davis's were like 90 seconds he got last season or whatever.
Yeah.
This is one of the best starts to a Saints career ever because he isn't just a guy looking good for a young lad. He just looks like a first team. Just looks like one of our best players at the moment. Incredible work. And
Dagnall last season when he come in.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, so the last few years we've been quite blessed, really. Going back to like the 2018-19 with Wellesby up until now with your Dagnall, Robertson, and now Jake Davis is, a good little track record last few years. But Davis is just, again, he just looks like a first team forward. And he's so young. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like you think about some of the great forwards. Stuart Fielding started on the wing because he was so young and thin that even though he was a forward, we can't play him at that age in Super League as a forward, but Jake Davis can. I mean, I'm not. I don't think
on the wing.
Don't downplay this. This is an incredible start to a Saints career. Obviously, he's got to keep his head on his shoulders because we've also seen young lads start well then fade into nothing. But he's doing the right things. He's got a great attitude. He does the hard work. You don't see any excessive cockiness. There doesn't seem to be any attitude on the lad. He's really humble when he talks. Very, obviously your backs and your halves are a bit more exciting for the fans. They'll score more of the tries. So obviously I understand that Robertson and Dagnall are people's focuses and things like that. But he's just going under the radar there as maybe the best youngster we've got.
He's scored three tries, 3 games.
No, I mean, as a young second rower,
to be stiffed that for a back rower.
It's for a very young back rower, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
I just hope he carries on. At the moment, he doesn't lose his place. I don't like if you get someone like Sirinen in, he doesn't lose his place. Doesn't for me.
I think Sirinen goes on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Side, whichever
There's
one.
No way.
I think
there's no way.
He's dislodged
Davis.
He's dislodged Whitley out that team.
I think he has. Yeah, I think he has.
Hence, he's been playing centre,
and that's no mean feat because
no,
he's not a star player, Whitley, but he's a very hard worker, and he's the type of person that, especially defensively, usually gets through a lot of work. So to already have seemingly just displaced him in the pecking order is really impressive. He definitely needs a shout out, big shout out.
Yeah, I mean, we're not exactly shy in the back row. Obviously, we've got Sirinen, Jacob Post when he's fit.
Can go back row as well.
Whitley, Shane Wright. You've got Jake Davis now coming through.
So Shane Wright, who had a decent start to the season as well. It's like Jake Davis is doing really well here to keep a spot in this side. He's doing really, really well.
I mean, if he keeps and Joe, the tries he's scoring, he's not just walking in. He's having to work to get over the line as well.
He's showing some good, just a really nice rugby brain of knowing. It's just the little subtle things that a lot of fans I think miss, and I missed it for a long time. Where it's not as simple as you run the front line, a guy's running behind you. It's knowing what pace to run at the ball. It's knowing to time your run so you're hitting full speed as you're catching it. It's knowing to that little step, little modifying your footwork slightly to hit that gap rather than a fella's chest. Curving your run slightly. He's just showing again. He's just reminding me of a Lee Gilmore. And I know. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but he looks like a young Lee Gilmore to me.
Yeah, and Joe, we'll take that all day long. How on God's green earth did Alex Walmsley catch up to Wally Pratt and rag him down to the floor and get a knock on?
It's about 15 metres behind the play, the ball. That's why.
I know, but he still had to catch him, didn't he?
He did, and he had the angle on him as well. Pratt, he had a head start, but I mean, that's just that.
He's not slow.
Let's to be fair, for a forward, for a man his size, Walmsley's very quick for a man his size. Like, I don't think there's another forward here. Well, what's Walmsley's like 6'5"-ish, taller.
Yeah,
around there.
He's mid-30s now. He should be allowed to run.
Yeah, I don't think there's a player of his age and height I think would be quicker than Walmsley. Like, I've always thought for a big forward, Walmsley's faster than most props. He's got a bit about him, and he's also just got that never say die.
Could move and all, couldn't he?
Louis was definitely the fastest forward I think I've ever seen, like, easily. Yeah. Although Gilmore himself, just mentioned him, was very quick. But for an out prop forward, like, he's got it's a crazy. And the fact he doesn't seem to have lost much of it either. At Alex's age, he still looks as quick as ever. It reminds me of when James Graham caught, I think, Rob Burrow at Nosey Road in the 2010 home league game. A very similar situation. Graham, granted, was about 10 yards behind the play of the ball, but he managed to run 25 yards, and I think it was either Maguire or Burrow he catches in the corner, and it just brought me back to that. Still had to get there at the end of the day, and the technique to actually like force that knock on as well. It wasn't just like an ankle tap. He ragged him, didn't he, to the floor?
Yeah,
that just sums up Alex Walmsley.
Knowles, was it Salford when he chased down the winger?
Yes.
Caught him just before the line.
Just before the line, yeah. So it's an advantage having a
What's
quick
going on with
forward.
our forwards?
I want what they're eating.
Mad. Yeah, you'll be finishing the marathons in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll get my PB if I have Alex Walmsley's diet.
You're not wrong. Yeah. So I mean, regardless of what happened, I'm happy with that result. I thought it'd be
It's a good result.
a more scruffy game, a more nerve-wracking game. It was towards the end, but I thought it'd be one of those games
I
where
think
we could pull it off.
Both Wakefield and Hull away were potential big banana skins. Where they're not the top
We've got another one
sides.
coming up.
You know, they're not the top sides, but if you're not switched on for as long enough in a game, you can't just play rubbish and squeak a win. You've got to turn up for it for a bit, and we did. Yeah. And defense was very good as well. Defense has looked a lot better for a while too, which is another positive because that was like the big. I mean, it was pretty shocking for the first couple of weeks, and so there's a great work being done there. So obviously, shout out Eamon O'Carroll as well for that one because you can see there's been improvement there in the defence. So it was a good win. It was a really good win.
Yeah, and coming up this week, we've got York Knights at home, and here's the squad now. Jack Wells will be back in. Now, whether he makes the 18-man, we don't know. He could just be making up the numbers for now. Nenna McDonald named again. I reckon he's going to...
You imagine this week,
time. Yeah.
You imagine this week, McDonald
the saviour. I thought we didn't think we'd see him again, but Billy Leyland is back. Yeah, he's going to play in the Tesco bag, as everyone calls it.
The very nice Tesco bag, by the way.
Yeah,
it's not just any Tesco bag
for life.
It's Leyland for life, hopefully.
York aside, you never know what's going to happen. That's another potential banana skin because we know they can play.
They can. It looks like the wind's been really knocked out their sails the last month or so. And granted, I know they've had a few injuries themselves. But, you know, obviously they beat Toulouse, but Toulouse are another side that you imagine are going to be near the bottom of the table, along with York. Then you look before that, you know, comfortable defeats to Leigh, to KR, to Huddersfield, to Wigan, to Wakefield. So I think it's a game we should comfortably win. But again, they're not really getting outright battered, even when they lose, other than really the KR game. And even then, they got a couple of tries. So again, it's a game that you've got to be switched on for, obviously. You've got to turn up for. We saw what happened with Wigan. They only just beat them last month, but I think by a drop goal it was because I think, took them a bit too lightly. If we turn up how we know we can, it should be comfortable. I think they are. I think teams are figuring them out now. They were a bit of an unknown quantity. There's not so much film on them because obviously the championship at the time, not having any TV deal. You can kind of get the sense that when you do like the video prep and the scouting for a team, because they've been able to use all the Super League games now, teams are really getting more of an idea, and I think we should be well prepared for them. But again, you got to turn up because both Wigan and Warrington this season weren't fully prepared and ran them close. So
and KR.
So we got to make sure we're ready for it. But I think it should be a comfortable win. I think with what we're showing in attack at the moment, we should have too much for their defence, I think.
Yeah, and I hope one of our returning players, John Bennison, gets a good reaction when he turns up. The lad only tried his best by us, and he didn't do anything wrong. He's
a grand final winner.
Work out for him. He is,
and he's grand final winner, grand final try scorer. So you do that, you get respect for life, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll be quite happy to lead an applause for him when he walks out.
Yeah.
So, news breaking yesterday. Alex Walmsley signed a contract extension, which I didn't see happening, but he's been playing well this season. He's rolled back the years, hasn't he, in these first 10 games?
You know what? I've been proven right about this because when he signed his last extension, there were a lot of people thinking it was stupid, and there was a weird narrative last season, more so the year before in 24. But in 24 and 25, it was the thing that just seemed to like any sort of whispers, they just catch fire and it becomes like people just say it as fact. Where it was like, oh yeah, Walmsley's, like his reaction to getting in the England squad, even though out of any English forward, he was the one that made the most meters that season, made the most carries. He is the best forward when it comes to purely getting you up the field in the country. And he was when he signed his last contract. So I don't think he's played much different. I don't think he has got much better. I think he's always been that good. I think maybe he's had less injury. He had some niggling injuries the last couple of years. So maybe that's because he hasn't really had that
it's going to hamper him a little bit.
And he's made less errors. Maybe that's why. But in terms of meters made, he's done this year in, year out. And I'm glad that people finally realise the weird narrative around a couple of years ago seems to have gone, because he never dropped off much at all. I don't think his fitness is there, but he's in his mid-30s. His fitness isn't going to be as good.
His fitness does look better now.
But when you look at the stats, a props, bread and butter is what meters you make in a game. And he's consistently been in the top 5 in Super League for forwards in every single year he has played.
And what's the one I bang on about the most? Post-contact meters.
Yeah. And we don't have exact stats on that because, again, Super League is shit when it comes to stats. But you can just see with the eye test that he clearly makes loads of them as well. It's not like he's an 80-minute prop, so his meters are inflated because he doesn't. He plays 15, 20-minute stints, and his meters are still the highest, which shows you his post-contact meters must be really good as well. So I would have preferred a 1+1 in the club's favour, but I'm sure if he plays well again next season and he feels fit enough, they'll do another 1-year deal. I'm sure that'll be in the conversation. So yeah, very, very good.
And also, Dan, who's been on, he made a good point of it's another year of getting Stevens properly lodged into that team, and then we can in the meantime, be looking for another prop forward with experience.
Definitely. The experience he's got, but the way he plays, he's still our best prop for me, still comfortably our best prop. Yeah. I think he's going to be one of them that people are not going to realise what we had until he's gone. I think he's criminally underrated. And it sounds weird to say that because pretty much every Saints fan would say he's been one of our best forwards in Super League. But for me, he's the best. And I would put him above Graham. And I've no qualms in saying that. Graham is a more complete player with more skills. But when you talk about just getting the ball up the field as a forward, no one has done it ever more effectively than Alex Walmsley for me. So as long as he's still willing to play...
You can get away with it with forwards like David Furley when he came over his last ever season in rugby league, and he's still talked about now as potentially the best overseas forward we've ever had.
It's one of them with forwards. Age doesn't. You can play a lot older because you don't need agility and speed like you do in the backs and halves. So as long as you're still fit enough to make the tackles and to carry the ball in, can play, and we've seen plenty of forwards playing till their early 40s.
They can dent the line, attract defenders, get the offload out there, get down your front, and like you say, do the hard work in the defence as well.
But yeah,
if you can do that.
Awesome news,
it's all good.
But
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think Parsi will be gone after this season.
Parsi will be gone after this season. Yeah, bless him. But. It's one
again, he's another one. He's only ever worked hard.
Yeah, he's just had a shitter with injuries, and so you can't help that. So you can't help that. But before we move on, I think let's just go back slightly. We need to discuss where is Wellesby going to play if he plays.
Do you know what? I think I would rather have Sailor at 6 and Wellesby at 1. But if it's not working, you can always switch them round.
You can, and to be fair, they are quite fluid, those positions, where depending on the attacking move, they will swap round, because we've seen like Whitby and Sailor swap round in attack, so fair enough. But I just don't think you can move Sailor with how well he's playing. And I think, yes, Jackety's best is a better fullback, but to be fair, we haven't seen that for a few years now in terms of his very best at fullback. And granted, all right, we had pretty poor attack under Wellens. Then the injury came, so it might be if he just now gets an extended run under Rowley, he'll be the best attacking fullback you've ever seen. We don't know. Maybe it's worth trying. But Wellesby at times,
Wellesby at 6, even if you put him at 6, he's got a kicking halfback next to him, so we wouldn't have to worry about doing that. He can worry about running the ball, like what he's good at. So you can move them around.
For me, Wellesby has had much better games at 6 than Saylor has ever had as well. So be interested to see what happens. I would just put Wellesby straight in at 6.
It's a good headache to have, isn't it?
It's a good headache to have. I think he will definitely play, because if he was not going to play, I think they wouldn't have named him, because they would have kept it as a surprise for the Wigan game to not let Wigan know.
They've made a big deal about it. They put a post out about him being back.
If it was like 50-50, you'd want to leave that as a bit of mind games for the Wigan game, where you announce him all of a sudden. So the fact they've done it this week, he'll probably be on the bench this week, I imagine. But when he comes on, I'd imagine 6, but I don't know. I'm not
the 14 spot.
Yeah, but I don't fully know. But it's great to have him back. Also lovely to have Leyland. So Clark's got that very reliable person to back him up on the bench too. Both those signings make us a lot better. Both those returns, make us a lot better. So it's.
We've also got Lynn McDonald there as well, who could be back. So I could put Daggle onto the wing. Then you've got the 2 centre spots.
And obviously,
Robertson
didn't have a nightmare of a game by any means, but you don't want Whitley playing like multiple games at centre. We saw you just lose. You lose so much in attack. So McDonald. So hopefully McDonald can get back in there as well, because if he's fully firing, all of a sudden from a few weeks ago, and I'm going to touch wood because who knows what might happen tomorrow, but all of a sudden we're getting very close to full strength now, and at the very right time.
The Wakefield game, no one came out of that game injured. As far as
no HIAs, no hate for the first time.
First game this season, we haven't lost a
player. Which is mental, because I checked that and I was like, yeah, it's right. First
10
game
rounds. It's 10 rounds plus 3 Challenge Cup games.
Plus 3 Challenge Cup games that we haven't lost a player in the game. So it's at the right time if you want it. I said this when we were going through it. I said I'd rather have it now, because next week's a big semi-final. So I'd rather them miss what they've missed and be ready for next week, definitely. So
I'm concerned the amount of players have been losing. We've won 10 out of 12 competitive games.
And I imagine some will be rested, because you've got to have a balance, right? Because obviously you want to go in with momentum. Like, yes, you can practice combinations in training, but there's nothing like practicing it in a competitive game against a good side like York. So you don't want to play too weak a side, because you're then basically going 2 weeks without the first team playing together, then going into a semi-final cold. And also you could, lose a game that could have a big impact on the playoffs at the end of the season if the league's very tight. But I imagine there might be 1 or 2, or maybe even 2 or 3, like either on the bench or dropped completely, and some of the younger lads in that squad maybe come in. Be interesting to see how he works that, with what the balance is between protecting players for next week and wanting to go in with some momentum as well, because it's not an easy thing to do in rugby. It's a hard balance to find when you've got a game like that the week after. So I'm not sure how he's going to play it, but I wouldn't expect a full strength side from that squad. I don't think.
I mean, when they announced Leyland coming back for the game, I thought, right, who's getting rested?
And maybe Clark just gets rested. Maybe Clark just gets rested and Leyland plays most of the game. I don't know. It's something you could do. Yeah. So
with getting bodies back, then they're bringing him in. It's like, something's going on. They're resting someone. Clemmer, you said he's going to rest Clemmer at some point soon, didn't they?
I mean, Clemmer as well. He's one that, and they've alluded to this in interviews, he was never meant to play the amount of minutes he's played, but obviously we had a lot of injuries in the forward, so he's had to roll his sleeves up.
And Joe Hayes has got on with it as well.
And he's got on, and he's been very good for us, I think. So Clemmer's, I think, one. I think out of the forwards, Clemmer is definitely one I would not play at all. I would also only have Walmsley play like 10 to 15 minutes max each half.
Especially having Leeds back, and you've got Delaney and Stevens there as well.
Stevens there, yeah. So that's what I'd do. But we'll be interested anyway. There's a lot of ways you could approach it. And you don't know until you've got it right or not, until the game's over, and next week happens. So you only know in hindsight if it was the right call.
Yeah, and speaking of our forwards, Alfie Sinclair's got up to Whitehaven on loan for this week. So good luck to him. Hopefully he gets a good little run up for them.
Yeah, he needs to get some competitive game time. The reserves, it's a useful thing to keep people match fit, but it's not like the same level as playing like a championship game. So it's good for him. And it's a tough environment at the moment.
He's going to go up against blokes here, and
it's a very tough environment at the moment. They're down at Whitehaven too. They're not having a good time of it, are they?
Yeah.
So it'll be a learning curve for him. It'll be a good lesson on what it's like when you're up against it and things aren't going your way, like they might do at Saints a lot of the time, because it's not going to be like that at Whitehaven.
Yeah.
So
our very own Tom is happy about it being a Whitehaven lad, so he's quite happy with that.
Very good.
So yeah, good luck to him there. Saints Rowing through to the Challenge Cup semi-final very easily against Barrow.
To be expected.
Again, Danny McGifford again.
Danny McGifford again. Unreal. Yeah, they've all played great so far.
Yeah.
No real test yet, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I don't know. I think they're looking maybe a bit sharper than they were this time last year. I think there's been some improvement there. I think we'll see that very soon with some of the games they've got coming up. But the backs at the moment are just flying. They're ripping through teams, for fun. And Danny's been absolutely incredible as well. That's easily the best player in the team so far, which isn't an easy choice because again they've all played very, very well. So the semi-final will be the interesting one.
Do you know what, as well, at one point, Emily Rudge lined up at prop in attack. She started on the bench and she came on. I was like, what the hell? But there was one where she got it and she didn't have to get it out, but she got up there. I'll give her a due.
To be fair, she's always been she's always been a really tough, hard runner of the ball. So, one tough hombre, as Steve-O would have said back in the day. So I could see her playing prop. To be fair, I think she wouldn't back down at all.
Yeah, it was a good game to watch as well. I mean, it's good to see them flowing like they did. I mean, they looked threatening every time they had possession, which was majority of the game.
Attack's looking really good at the moment. They've clearly put a lot of work into it.
I thought Paige Travis had a cracking game as well, and as voted by our followers on social media, she got the player of the match. So, not that that means anything to anyone. It's just a bit of fun for us.
Bit of fun for us, but yeah, Paige's been great since she came back. Just slotted right back in there with ease, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So,
away.
And clearly learned a lot of very good lessons from that. The very professional setup over in Parramatta too. So, which will have done her a world of good for a skill level and the fitness level as well that they have over there, and you can see it because she's looks a bit head and shoulders above a lot of them at the moment.
Yeah, and the Super League season's kicking off.
It is
3 weeks, 3 weeks. Leeds away first game.
So a very good game for the first game as well.
That's the test, isn't it?
That's the test. That one. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it should be a good game, and hopefully we can get to watch it. Right, some good news here now. Followers of Super League social media have voted St Helens 2006 the greatest Super League team ever. To get that up there. Now, I asked ChatGPT to do this, so O.I. Wilkins at 13, I don't know, but they're not, all the names are there, so we'll go through them.
I will say it's benched Paul Sculthorpe and put Wilkin at 13.
I know it doesn't know what it's doing, does it? But I mean, I did.
Granted, Sculthorpe did have injuries that season, obviously, but
yeah. But, I mean that squad is there, so we can see all the names there.
Yeah.
So just to go through: Paul Wellens, Eddie Gardner, Jamie Lyon, Willie Talal, Francis Melly, Leon Price, Sean Long, Nick Fozzard, Kieran Cunningham, Jason Kalis, Lee Gilmore, as we spoke about earlier.
Yes,
Mike Bennett, John Wilkin, James Roby, Paul Sculthorpe, James Graham, Moy Fassel. I mean, that bench alone could probably be
I mean, you look at the
one of
squad;
the
it's
teams.
ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Paul and Vinnie Anderson, Jason Hooper, Ian Hardman, and the raving lunatic himself, Scott Moore.
Scott Moore, a young Scott Moore, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you talk about just a single season, like just taking one team and just one single season, not over a multiple of years. It's very clearly, for me, in my very biased opinion, the best team England's seen since I've been alive, very comfortably. Only lost like 4 games. A couple of them were because we rested players and played kids, and we never lost by more than 4 points all season. Yeah. Lost by 1, 2, and 4, and 3 and 4 points, which is just it's absolutely insane how good that team was. I
mean, there are some that that could be in like the top 4 with them. Like KR's team last season, which has been built. It has been built over a while, but treble winners, it's nothing to be sniffed at, whichever way.
Not at all. I think the only one that comes closest,
Leeds.
I think a Leeds 09. Yeah, I think a Leeds
top
those
years,
one
really.
season. I think the Leeds 2009 for me comes close, and maybe the Bradford 97, which I think gets overlooked as well. The 97 side was very, very good, but for me, I think it just is Saints. The only disappointment is that I think there was a very noticeable decline every year after that. Now, granted, we were still making the grand final. We weren't terrible by any means, but they never played as well as they did in 2006. It was always a very slow.
It's a one-off. Yeah.
It was just everyone at the very best they could be all at the same time, and that rarely happens in a squad over one full season. And we just got very lucky that it did.
Your squad just clicked.
Yeah, everyone pretty much in the primes, just all at the same time. The rugby they played as well, there was still like a little bit of the old Millward style there, but it was not quite as expansive. It was still entertaining, but not quite as expansive. But it was a more organised and ruthless steel, which Daniel Anderson added to the team. Yeah. It was no longer we're going to win 40-32. It was we're going to win 30-0 kind of thing instead.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect balance all over the pitch as well. Sean Long at the peak of his powers for me. And it's a shame what went down with Great Britain and that Tri-Nations with him, because he had that one great game against, Australia famously.
Yeah.
A key part in that win. And over the league season, that was the best Sean Long you've ever seen.
That was the Willie Mason game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was indeed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Longy.
Don't know what more you can say. It was just, again, only lost by 1, 2, 3, and 4 points, and 2 of those games we played kids, and one of which was a great game away at Catalan, where the kids almost beat Catalan. Came very, very close. Just awesome. It was one of the first years. I think it was only like the second year I actually watched rugby properly, other than just like a final on BBC or whatever. It was the first year we had Sky Sports in the house in my childhood. So it was the first full season I watched. Not bad for a first full season watching the game. It was the first time I went to a couple games too live as well. So yeah, not bad for a first full season as a Saints fan, that one, I must say. It was, I remember thinking this is what it must be like all the time. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
You soon learned.
And that grand final as well. It's one of the most one-sided grand finals. I mean, the score flat as Hull FC in that game. It's just one of the most completely one-sided grand finals you'll ever see. Incredible team, and I always do enjoy watching old highlights, and there's a lot of full games as well. And obviously, if you've got Saints TV, there's quite a few of them you can watch there and on YouTube. It's always nice sometimes to get yourself a brew and watch a 2006 game, because it's just great.
And fun fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those players have appeared on the podcast.
They have indeed.
Which is mad.
Hopefully, after a couple more years, we'll have had all of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on the 96 year, but I've only managed to get one so far.
Oh, yes.
well, we've got something else lined up anyway. So
We do.
yeah, unreal team. I mean, went into 2007, won the World Club Challenge as well. And you asked those players, they said they thought they were going to do the treble again.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. You can't win them all. I've got through this quick today, haven't we? Predictions.
Right,
I will get mine and
let's get him. Let's do him.
I did mine earlier in the week. Oh Lord, I should have this loaded up before start, shouldn't I? I'm just so unprofessional.
I've got mine.
I haven't made up for you. Updates, I'll update it after. Right, so oh god, I'm very home game oriented here.
Hi,
right, so
I think we've got very similar predictions.
Me and Tom have both gone KR for tonight's game.
Yeah, I think that's straightforward for me.
Yeah. Leeds and Wakefield. Tom's gone Wakefield. I've gone Leeds.
Ooh, I've got Leeds as
Wakefield
well.
are playing well, but Leeds are just free scoring at the minute, aren't they? You can't stop them scoring tries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, where are we going here? Yep. Saints York. I'm going Saints.
Going Saints all day, every day.
Yep. Wigan Bradford. I mean, I know Wigan got injuries, but Bradford they're missing most of the team out there. I
know Wigan are on a bad run. They're on a bad run. They've got some missing themselves, but they're at home to Bradford. Bradford barely have any players left, and they're in really bad form. That's going to be an easy win for Wigan. Yeah, I mean they had Greg Eden on loan last week, didn't they? But I don't know if he's still there or not. Catalan, Lee. I'm going Catalan just because they're at home. But Lee have got some players back now. Lee have got Hodgson and who else is that? They're all back, so it's going to be interesting. Catalan will edge it at home. Yeah,
I won't be surprised. Warrington, Huddersfield. It's going to be Warrington for me and Tom. Tom's got Catalan as well.
Same for me, Warrington.
Yeah.
They should have more than enough for Huddersfield.
Hull FC against Toulouse. I mean, the way Hull FC played last week and the way they played against us, I think and Toulouse have been gone. They've really got off the bottom.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be another tough night for them. And I've gone Hull FC as well.
Yeah, we bought. So that's all three there now. What are we on here? 38 minutes. I'll have a little nose around here, see if we can find anything. Because there must be something going on.
Not as much at the moment.
No.
Briefly mention as well. This season, for the first time, Saints have a wheelchair rugby league side, and the fixtures start. I believe 9th of May. I think it is. Or is it the week after? Can't remember. It's in the next couple of weeks anyway.
You've had a couple of friendlies and all that.
Yeah.
You had a friendly against Swindon last week.
Yes, they did. They did indeed. Location hasn't been confirmed. I know they're looking at John Moore University in Liverpool, but that's to be confirmed. But I think in the next week or so, they'll be looking to, I think it's a couple of weeks it starts actually, yeah, and they'll be looking to get info about that. So it might come through the Saints Community Development Foundation pages. So if you're not already following them, you should already be following them because they have a lot of great stuff that they're doing that you can get involved with. Follow them. And look for upcoming info next week around that as well. So it's another branch of the club, and we support. Like I said, if Saints had a chess team,
anyone that wears the badge, we're behind them.
That's it. So you got to get behind them, lads and girls. Please do.
Women's Nines is happening this weekend as well.
Oh yes, of course, the Nines Festival. Yeah,
Edgehill, isn't it? Edgehill University. That's happening.
Edgehill University. Yeah, so that's definitely worth.
And you've also put women's community clubs in there as well.
They have, yeah. It looks like it's going to be a great day. I just had that up actually. The news article about the There we go. Yeah, the Women's Nines Festival. So the information's on the Saints website, put up yesterday. It is at Edgehill University. Spectators can come down. There's going to be like live music, a DJ. There's going to be family friendly activities, face painting.
Oh, Ben, you disappeared. You disappeared for a bit. Then start again. You went blank and buffering.
I'm not starting again. I was talking the entire time. Just go to the Saints.
Well, you know what it is. You follow.
Go to the Saints Science Festival. There's going to be a day of activities as well. It's very spectator friendly. Merch, food, trucks, refreshments. It's like a festival atmosphere, like a mini music festival atmosphere. Face painting for kids. There's a DJ. All that type of stuff. So.
No, it's good for the kids, though. If you're a grown man and you want to put
anyone can go, but anyone at all can go. It's free as well, free parking, free to get in.
Merchandise, that's how you get people in the gate.
Limited stock available for merchandise on first come first serve, so get down for that. The first kickoff is at 10:30, and very easy to find. Edgehill University. All the postcode is on the website. The final will be just before 4:00. So you can just go for an hour or two. You can go for the full thing. I'm going to see if I can possibly get down for some of it. I think I should be able to. I went for an hour. Was it the year before last to one? And it's a good little day.
Was it Leeds last year?
Yeah, that was the year before I went to. Wherever the first one was it the year before? I can't remember. They've done it for a few years now, actually, I think. It's been a few years ongoing. Just the full lineup. It doesn't have actually the full lineup. It does have the community.
They've got the different. They've advertised the different groups and all that. So
the different the Nines community groups: Thatterweath, Rochdale, University of Leeds, Bradford Bulls, Development, Newcastle Thunder, Leamington Royals, Wigan St Pat's, Holton Hornets. So get down.
There you go.
Get yourselves down.
I was going to talk about this as well. Oldham chairman Bill Quinn has stepped down due to ill health. On top of everything else that's going on there, I mean, another club on its arse who was doing really well last season.
Yeah, and it seemed like last season, all the talk was that they wanted to get into Super League. They put a bid in to get into Super League as the extra team. They were ambitious. They had obviously, we don't know the full story, but obviously the coach left. Another person at the club left. I can't remember what his role was. Another big person
Sean Long. He just randomly went, didn't he?
And then one of the executives, I don't know if it was the chief exec or director of rugby or something, left too. Now the chairman going, obviously for different reasons, but it's a shame because it looked like they were just a few years away from being a Super League club, and now it just seems to have grinded to a halt. So hopefully they can just steady that ship. And
this is why we need the NRL involved. Because if they sort Super League out, and even if these championship sides do become feeder clubs, they're going to be sustained. They're going to exist. The fans are going to still have a team to watch. Exactly. I mean, it might be considered degrading to them, but at the end of the day, they'll still be operating.
They'll still be alive at the end of the day. So that's what's important.
As we said, it is down to ill health. So we wish Bill all the best because. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone
definitely
being ill. So, I think that wraps it up, Ben, unless there's anything else which I'm not finding.
No, not at the moment.
To be honest, I can't be asked looking through it proper anyway. So,
it's a quiet week. There'll be a lot. I'm sure there'll be more to speak about next week as we prepare for the semi-final.
Yeah,
against Wigan.
Liam Marshall out for an extended period of time with a torn hamstring as well. Another player down with that. And now it is to our advantage, but you don't want to see any players out for an extended period of time, never mind a week or so. So, I mean, it is what it is. I can only hope he gets back soon.
Definitely.
Even if he does play for Wigan.
Yeah, just not against us.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I think that'll do us. So check out the interview with Matty Lees. It's only about half an hour long. We didn't go too deep in it, but it was a good chat with him. And this coming Monday morning, we're up bright and early on a bank holiday Monday because we have to connect via satellite, as they say, to Mr. David Fairley in Australia. Which will be an
Absolutely.
interesting one. So,
That should be a
in
great
the
one.
comments of this, if you're listening, if you want us to ask David anything, feel free to put in the comments and we'll throw it in there.
Yeah, we're willing to throw anything at him within reason. So give us your questions. It's going to be a good one.
Yep. So and we've got that Monday, and then we're back the following Thursday. Is it Thursday?
It is, I believe, yes.
Trying to remember what it's semi-final next week, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Semi-finals next week. That's on the
Then
Saturday.
we've got dreaded Thursday games coming up away.
Indeed.
I'm going to go. I'll get to the Leeds one. I don't know about the others. We'll see anyway. Right. So thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you again.
Catch you then.